Hello, fellow Wolverines. Welcome back to WOLV TV SportsCenter. My name is Gabby Miller.
And I'm Zach Warshaw.
And boy, do we have an episode for you today. Today we're going to cover football's dominant win over Northwestern, the unbelievable four-time repeat victory over rivals Ohio State, men's and women's basketball's FortMyers tip-off challenge wins, and previewing the possible bowl games that Michigan could play in.
On November 23rd, the Michigan Wolverines hosted the Northwestern Wildcats in the Big House in the penultimate game of their regular season. Michigan entered the game as a heavy favorite to retain the George Jewett Trophy, and the team did not disappoint. Northwestern opened with possession until cornerback Amir Hall recorded his first interception in the maize and blue, diving nearly out of bounds to secure the ball. The offense was able to capitalize on the ensuing drive with a Khalil Mullins touchdown to put the Wolverines up 7. Northwestern punted on their next two possessions, which led to a field goal for Michigan, but sloppy play from Michigan on offense allowed Northwestern to get an interception and 2 field goals before halftime. Even so, the offense was able to put together one last good drive before half, resulting in a Colston Loveland touchdown in a 17-6 lead at the half.
Michigan opened the second half with a 75-yard drive for another Khalil Mullins touchdown, and they did not look back from there. The entire team was able to put together their best and most cohesive performance of the season so far, scoring 4 second-half touchdowns and a field goal while not allowing a single second-half point. Khalil Mullins scored his third touchdown of the game in the third quarter, which was followed up by an interception from freshman Curtis Mason. Michigan's following drive led into the fourth quarter and was capped off by a touchdown run from Donovan Edwards. Michigan scored a field goal and forced a safety to hit 43 points before a one-play drive from senior running back Tavier Dunlap capped off the game with a 20-yard run and a touchdown to give the Wolverines an even 50 points. This was the offense's highest scoring game of the season and the least amount of points allowed all year from the defense. This definitive performance gave Michigan the perfect tune-up game ahead of the biggest game of the year, Ohio State.
Well, I'm going to be honest. This next game we're talking about, shocking doesn't even begin to paint the picture. Analysts all across the college football landscape, except Desmond Howard and Charles Woodson, were calling for your Michigan Wolverines to get slaughtered by that team down south in Columbus Saturday afternoon. The books had them at 1.23.5-point underdogs. Our beloved football team was walking into what was supposed to be a coronation for Ryan Day and the $20 million Buckeye roster. The crowd walked into Ohio Stadium ready for a cathartic release at 3:30 p.m., an end to the 1,827 days of pain that succeeded Ohio State's last victory over the Wolverines. After an initial punt, the Wolverines allowed a 9-play Ohio State drive fueled by their passing game, but Michigan's defense held firm in the red zone, limiting the Buckeyes to a 29-yard field goal. The Wolverines responded with a lengthy 6.5-minute drive that ended in a turnover on downs at the Ohio State 3-yard line. Momentum shifted when Amir Hall intercepted a Buckeye pass at the OSU 13-yard line, setting up Khalil Mullins' 1-yard touchdown run to give Michigan a 7-3 lead early in the second quarter.
Michigan extended its lead after Ohio State missed a 38-yard field goal attempt and punted on their next possession. Taking advantage of the field position, Dominic Spada nailed a 54-yard field goal to push the score to 10-3. However, Ohio State closed the half with a 9-play, 75-yard drive capped by a 10-yard passing touchdown, tying the game at 10-10 heading into the break. Both defenses made impactful plays, setting the stage for a tightly contested second half.
The second half began with a series of punts and turnovers. Michigan's defense shined early, with Page making a diving interception at the 9-yard line. However, quarterback Davis Warren returned the favor with an interception, giving Ohio State possession deep in Michigan territory. The Wolverines' defense held firm, forcing a 34-yard field goal attempt that Ohio State missed for the second time in the game. The score remained locked at 10-10 as both teams struggled to gain offensive momentum.
Michigan finally broke the deadlock with a crucial offensive drive. Warren's 18-yard sideline completion to Peyton O'Leary on third down brought the Wolverines into Ohio State territory, but another interception near the Buckeyes' goal line halted their progress. With under 8 minutes left, Michigan controlled the clock and positioned themselves for a decisive field goal from none other than Dominic Svada. They successfully converted the game winner with 45 seconds remaining, and a final defensive stand sealed the Wolverines' 13-10 victory in this fiercely contested rivalry game.
Yeah, I guess some people are just born on third base, huh, Ryan? Anyway, on Monday, November 25th, your Wolverines men's basketball team traveled to sunny South Florida to take part in the FortMyers tip-off, where they found themselves matched up with the Virginia Tech Hokies in the first round. The game started poorly for your Wolverines, with Michigan starting 1 for 10 from three-point range, going 4.5 minutes without scoring. At the under 8-minute timeout, Virginia Tech led 26-17. However, a 12-2 Michigan run, led by Roddy Gale Jr.'s 7 points, gave the Wolverines a 29-28 lead with about 4 minutes remaining. Michigan ended the half on a 17-7 run to lead 34-33. Michigan used a 7-0 run to take a 53-49 lead with 12 minutes left in the game, led by Donaldson's 9 points. Virginia Tech went scoreless for 4 minutes as Michigan hit 5 of 7 shots to lead 61-52 with 7:01 remaining. Virginia Tech managed just 1 field goal in the final 5 minutes and committed 19 turnovers overall, highlighting a dominant Michigan defensive performance. Ultimately, the Wolverines defeated the Hokies 75-63 to advance to the second round of the FortMyers tip-off.
In the second round, the Wolverines were tasked with dispatching the 22nd-ranked Xavier Musketeers. The game played on November 27th got off to a quick start, going up 17-16 behind Goldin's first ever 3-point shot. Our Wolverines then went on a 7-3 run to take a 36-21 lead with 5.5 minutes left in the first half. Michigan's defense gave up just 30 points and forced Xavier to turn the ball over 14 times en route to a 41-30 lead at the half. In the second half, Xavier attempted to claw their way back into the game, cutting the lead down just 8 with 7 minutes left in the match. However, the Wolverines broke off a 13-0 run to completely overpower Xavier, being up by as much as 19 points late in the game. The Michigan defense held the Musketeers to shoot just 35% from the field and forced 19 turnovers, securing a 78-53 win. At 6-1 with a top 25 win under our belt, Michigan basketball looks to be back. However, our first true Big Ten test comes today, December 3rd, as our Wolverines travel to Madison to face the 11th-ranked Wisconsin Badgers in Dusty May's toughest test as the head coach of Michigan yet.
The Michigan women's basketball team also made a powerful statement this past weekend, dominating the competition and securing a clean sweep in the Shell division of the FortMyers Tip-Off Challenge. Starting the tournament with a bang, Michigan powered past Belmont with a 68-58 victory. The game highlighted the Wolverines' balanced offensive attack and stifling defense. Olivia Olson stole the show, delivering a career-first double-double with 19 points and 11 rebounds, establishing herself as a force in the paint. Jordan Hobbs added firepower with 15 points, while Silas Swords brought versatility, tallying 14 points and 8 rebounds. Mila Holloway's 11-point contribution provided a crucial spark off the bench. Michigan's hustle on the boards was equally impressive as they dominated the glass and converted 22 second-chance points, capitalizing on every opportunity to win the first round of the challenge.
That same grit and determination carried over into the championship game against Virginia Tech, who had steamrolled Davidson in their semifinal matchup, with a commanding 79-50 win. Rose Michaud was a standout for the Hokies, leading with a strong double-digit scoring effort and narrowly missing a double-double. However, Michigan was unfazed. The Wolverines once again rose to the occasion, using their balanced scoring and tenacious defense to stifle Virginia Tech's high-powered offense. In an electrifying final, Michigan's depth and resilience proved to be the deciding factors, securing a well-earned victory and capping off an impressive tournament run.
With Michigan's football's most recent win over rival Ohio State, our bowl game possibilities and opponents have shifted. The best case scenario for our Wolverines has us being picked to play in the Cheez-It Citrus Bowl December 31st. This would require the committee to pick us over Illinois, a team who has been in the top 25 for a few weeks. But with us beating Ohio State, it's a possibility.
Other possibilities for bowl games include, in order, the ReliaQuest Bowl, formerly known as the Outback Bowl, December 31st, the Duke's Mayo Bowl on January 3rd, or the TransPerfect Music City Bowl on December 30th. While all of these are possible, we're crossing our fingers that the Michigan name and resume shine through to give us a spot to play an SEC team like Alabama, South Carolina, or Ole Miss. We'll find out where our Wolverines are headed on December 8th after all the conference championships.
Okay, I want to talk about the flag plant.
People
are too aggravated about this. Planting the flag is a part of college sports at this point, or a pitchfork if you're Arizona State. I'm going to copy what Davis Warren said. If you don't want them to plant the flag in the O, stop them. It's that easy. You're the number 2 team. You can't get mad. Also, Texas planted their flag on the Big House when they beat us. There was not a fight, so it's not Michigan's fault there's a fight either. Okay, I had to get that rain out of the way. Sorry.
It's all good. I mean, I'll continue that with a quote from Cleo Mullings. He said they just need to learn how to lose. I think it's honestly common to see that in common matchups, especially rivalry games, and it's always been a thing for those two teams, especially for the game.
It means more. You saw Sharon Moore waving to the Ohio State fans by. That's good. I love that
Legendary.
guy. Yeah, absolutely. It's the point of college rivalries is the hatred. You don't want to be all buddy-buddy with your rival.
No, especially after that tight of a game, that low scoring of a game. I mean, player of the match, MVP, you gotta go with Dominic Savada.
Dominic Savada's the GOAT. He's like Justin Tucker on steroids. This guy, not now, Justin Tucker's washed. But yeah, he's MVP by far.
For sure. Definitely not Ohio State's kicker, that's for sure.
Thank you so much for watching another episode of WOLV TV SportsCenter. My name is Zach Warshaw.
And I'm Gabby Miller.
Who's got it better than us?
Nobody!